Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're all having a fantastic evening or whatever time it is in your part of the world. It's that time of the day where I'm going to be sharing another movie review, so hopefully you find this one interesting. This is a film from the USA. Well, I believe it's from the USA. It says it was shot in Canada, but it's a USA production, so I'm going to say it's USA. English language, released in the year 2008, directed by Jennifer Lynch, and this film is called Surveillance. In the story to Surveillance, it centers upon two FBI agents who are sent out to the remote part of America to do some interviews to interview these witnesses who have witnessed a horrific crime. So each witness is put into a different room and then they recount their stories through flashbacks. So along the way there are a lot of twists and turns. Not everyone is who they seem to be, and it all adds up to a very thrilling climax. So to prevent myself from giving away too much, it's a very easy film to spoil. That is the synopsis I'm going with, so if you want to know how it unfolds, please go out there and see this film for yourself. Now, my thoughts on the movie. I didn't really have any interest in this film, to be honest, and if it wasn't for my good friend to send me this, I probably would never have seen it, and that would have been my loss, because I actually found this film to be very, very good, very enjoyable, and I found myself just really connecting to it straight from the get-go, and it didn't let up right until the very end. So it does have problems, but the majority of the things that I can say about the film are very, very positive. Now, to start with, Jennifer Lynch is the daughter of David Lynch. So it'd be very easy for her just to go down the stereotypical way and just live off her name, because, just David Lynch's daughter, that's enough to get attention. But she has broken free of David Lynch, and she has made films of her own. She's got a very morbid sort of sense, the same sort of sense of David Lynch, but she does it a very unique way. So it feels like she is making an effort. She's making films for the love of film, not just money. And that's something I hate when directors do. A lot of directors will sell out, but Jennifer Lynch doesn't. She makes films the way she wants to make them, and therefore it's going to get people who hate them, and it's going to get people who love them. Personally, for me, I don't love her work just yet, but I'm a big fan of it, because she does make films that have a very unique quality about them, and it's different from the stereotypical sort of film that you've seen before. So Chained had a very morbid feeling to it. It had a feeling that no one was really good, and that there was no real redemption to that film. And this movie is exactly the same. In fact, I would say that this movie is better than Chained, for the simple fact that it is extremely unpredictable. Now, that unpredictable quality is not only through the story, the twists and turns, but also the characters. Is that the stereotypical sort of the cops are the good guys and the bad guys are the bad guys. That is thrown out the window. The cops are bad and the bad guys are bad. And it seems like no one is really someone that you'd root for. And therefore, you get a strange feeling, because having someone to root for in a film gives you comfort. But Jennifer Lynch has taken that comfort away. And so what happens is that you feel really uncomfortable throughout the entire 93 minutes. And that's why I feel some people hate the film, is because there's no real redemption to the film. There's no one that you can feel, yeah, I can relate to this person because he's the good guy. Everyone is kind of out to try and outdo the other. But it's done in a very subtle way. It's kind of like, yeah, you say you're the good guy, but I don't trust you. There's something about you that I don't trust. And it's that kind of film. You're saying that to yourself all the way through the film. At the start of the movie, there's a good guy. But then as the movie progresses and the flashbacks are told, you start to wonder, are you so good? Are you as good as I thought you were? Because there's something dodgy about you. And that's like every character. So that whole unpredictability in the characters really contributes also, and it helps the story, because you don't know exactly where Jennifer Lynch is going to take you. You don't know who's guilty, and you don't know what's going to happen, who's going to survive, if anybody is. So I really love that part, and I feel that she's broken free of the stereotypical American stuff, and I applaud her for that, because it's brave filmmaking, and it's filmmaking done for the right reasons. So Bill Pullman and Julia Ormond play the FBI agents. I thought they were superb. Like every other character in the film, they start off very one-dimensional, but as the movie progresses, they build up in speed and depth. And that's like every good movie should be, is that at the start of the movie, you don't know anything. The crime was committed, but you don't know exactly what this crime is about. So when the flashback scenes go back and tell you about this crime, you're really, really interested. At the start of the movie, it's very, very brutal. And you think to yourself, wow, what happened there? So that leaves you asking questions right at the start of the film, and you want to know the answers. So you're looking forward to when those answers are kind of being more clarified. And I thought it was a really good way of telling a film. Now, this can be a recipe for disaster. A lot of flashback style of films really have suffered from the pacing, because it's either the present day or the flashbacks take center stage. Whereas in this movie, there is a fine mixture of present and flashback. So when the present day, then it goes to the flashback, and it gives you enough information to want to know more. It doesn't give away too much, and it doesn't stay in the flashback for long enough to really notice it. So just when you get a little bit of information, it goes back to the present day. So then you start to get a little bit more progression into the story. Then it goes back into a flashback, and then you know a little bit more. So when it goes back into the present day, you have a different perspective of the characters. And I actually really like the way Jennifer Lynch made this film. I thought it could have been a recipe for disaster, as I said, but she pulled it off very, very well. There's just that very fine mixture of present day and flashbacks that not a lot of films can do. It's a very, very hard film to watch. The visuals, it's a very strong visual film. It's very neon lighting. Kind of feels like you're in a really seedy strip club and there's disease everywhere. It's just that really kind of gringy, grungy, raw, gritty feeling that it's not comfortable at all. And the visuals, it just pays, the respect to the type of film that it is. And it's a movie that is not going to have any redemption. As I said, it feels like everybody's seedy, that everybody is exploiting the next person, and that as I said, because of that, there is no stereotypical sort of formula where you can follow. So all the comfort's out of the window, and it feels like Jennifer Lynch is really in control. So the acting was very good. What also contributed to the unpredictable value was the fact that it was very funny in parts. And that's, once again, something I wasn't expecting. There were some moments where I actually genuinely laughed. But it's done in a way where it's very dark. So it's not a comedy. It's no way near a comedy. But it's done where it kind of lightens the mood a little bit, but then it goes back into darkness. So the script was really witty, and I love the way that it was written. It's a very simple film in its formula, but it's done in a way with a lot of respect, and it's a very, very entertaining film. Now, my only problem with the movie was right at the end. It kind of felt like it's nearly, going into stereotypical land right at the end, but fortunately, it does take, the ending does seem a little bit unrealistic. It will make you ask questions that probably aren't going to get proper answers, and it seems a little bit silly. And as I said, it kind of feels stereotypical, that kind of ending. But it was entertaining, to say the least. And I thought it was a good way to cap off what was a very entertaining but very, very dark ride. So it is a mystery film. It's a whodunit kind of movie. But then as the movie progresses, there are a few little hidden surprises along the way. So this is everything that a good film should be. Jennifer Lynch has created yet another very good movie. I believe that this one is better than Chained. Each to their own, but I really love this movie. It's got a lot of hatred, which I can kind of understand because it is a very different film. But if you want a movie that's very, very dark, quite funny in parts, and just very disturbing, then this is definitely for you. Very entertaining, and Jennifer Lynch is definitely a director to look out for in the future. So overall, I'm going to give Surveillance 4 stars. Very enjoyable and comes highly recommended. Alright guys, it's my review. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.